Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Golden Zulu. So today we have one interesting example under sets which reads to say, let X be equal to that, B the universal set, and A be that. B is also equal to that together with C. B the subset of X. So remember a subset, this is simply a set within a set. And A, B, and C are within the universal set. That's why we're calling them the subsets. So find each of the following and display them on the number line. So we have B complement. Remember, B complement is that set which is not found in B. So how can we find B complement? So we'll first draw the number line. Immediately we draw the number line, we'll plot the universal set on the number line. So when we draw the number line, this is how the number line is going to look like. So this is how the number line is going to look like. Remember, we are having the universal set to be 1 and we are having the universal set to be 10. So remember, these are closed intervals. Why? Because they have said so. Remember, the universal set in this case is 1, 10, like that. So remember, these are closed intervals. So immediately now we have such which is like this. Remember, they want B complement, but what is B in this case? B is 2 and what? 8, and B is having open intervals. So this is B. Then if this is B, which means starting from where B is all the way to where the universal set is ending is what? B complement. And also starting from where B is to where the universal set is starting from is where B complement is. But now we need to understand to say which one is open and which one is closed. Since this one is an open interval, which means starting from where B is, this will be a what? A closed interval. And also starting from where B was ending, this is also a closed interval. The reason why it was a closed interval is because since 8 is not part of B, which means 8 to be part of the complement set. Then remember, 1 is part of the universal set, so we're having this to be also part of the complement and also this to be part of the complement. But if 10 wasn't part of the universal set, also 10 cannot be part of the B complement. So our B complement in this case is equal to open closed interval, which is what? 1 to where 2 is. Then we put our closed interval. Remember, we are finding B complement. So we put union, which means every number that we have put from 1 together with the bracket in here, put together, they belong to what? B complement. So remember, since here it was a closed interval, so we say open 8 to what? 10. So this is what B complement is. Then immediately now we have found B complement. The following question reads to say we should find A intersection B. But how can you find A intersection B given what we have been given above? So for you to find A intersection B, you need also to do the same. How do I mean? You first need to draw the number line. So if you draw the number line, this is how the number line is going to look like. So we have drawn the number line. Then remember, we'll plot first the universal set, where the universal set is 1 to 10. Let us just copy the universal set here, 1, 10, and we are having A to be 1, 4, and we are having our B to be equal to 2, 8. So this is what we are having. Then remember, these are part of the universal set, so we will make sure to say they are in a closed interval because of the braces which they have given us. Then we know to say A is 1, so A is 1 ending on 4. You just put the numbers anywhere you can feel like, but let your putting of the numbers not confuse you. So we are having A. Remember, these are the brackets, so which means A starts from there all the way to where 4 is. So which means, then remember the brackets, so we are having our A to be a closed interval. So this is our A. Then you will go to your B. Your B is starts on 2, ending on what? 8. So your B starts on 2, ending all the way to 8. Then we'll put our circles there. Then immediately now, we need to understand what kind of braces are these. These are open intervals also, which means we are not allowed to shade inside, because when we shade, we mean to say 2 is part of what? B, of which in the original sense 2 was not part of B. So we will leave them the way it is so that the connotations can match. Then immediately now you have this. What you should now note, they need A intersection B, meaning where are these two intersecting? So where they are intersecting, it is this point and this point there. So if they are intersecting between 2 and 4, but remember 2 is not part of, remember this is B, 2 is not part of B, but 2 is part of what? A. When we talk about intersection, which means it should be found in both. So A intersection B is equal to open bracket, not a closed one. Why? We can't put a closed one because 2 is not part of what? B, but it will start from 2. Meanwhile, it will start from 2, but 2 will not be part of the intersection, isn't it? Yes. Then comma, when you check, 4 is part of what? A, and also 4 is part of what? B. So which means we'll put a closed interval brace there. So this is A intersection B. Then now let us solve the last one, which is number 3, together as well. But if you have understood so far, you can pause the video, try to solve C, where our C, the one we are solving, is A intersection B minus C. So this is what we are solving. If you have understood, you can pause the video so that you understand as well, then compare your answers. But let us continue solving now this together. So immediately you want to solve this. Let us first interpret what B minus C means. So B minus C, this simply means it is B intersection C complement. So this is what B minus C means. Then immediately now we have this. So let us now draw the number line so that we understand more. So we have drawn our number line there. Then immediately now we draw our number line in that kind of manner. You're having your universal set to be 1 ending on 10. Remember, 1 is part of the universal set together with what? Together with 10. Then immediately now you have this kind. You now need to solve what is in the brackets first. Remember, we are going to use board mass. The brackets are being dealt with first. So what is your B? Your B in this case was 2,8. Was 2,8. So let us put our 8 here and our 2 there. So from here all the way to there was what our B was. Then remember our brackets in terms of B. Remember, B was 2,8. It was this kind. And these braces, they denote to say 2 is not part of B, nor is 8 part of B. But the numbers in between are part of what? B. Then we're having our C to be 3,6, where 3 is part of C, but 6 is not part of C. So you know to say 3 can be here and 6 can be there. Then it will start from here all the way ending to there. Then immediately now you have this kind. Remember, 3 is part of C, so you will shade only this car side. Then immediately now you shade this side. You now need to understand, remember, they want B intersection C complement. So you will get the set of C complement. So C complement is from here all the way to where the universal set started, and from here to where the universal set ended. Remember, 3 is part of C, which means the universal C, the C complement will start from where C is, but this will not be, 3 will not be part of C complement. Why? Because 3 is part of what? C. Let us just label there. Then this is part of the universal set, so let us put it there. Then immediately now we have this. we now need to understand one point. Remember, this 6 is not part of C. So which means the 6 will be part of the C complement. Then this 10 is part of the universal set, so it will be also be part of the C complement. Then now immediately you have such kind. So let us bring C complement together. How will we bring it together? So let us just move this the other side. So C complement 1 to 3. Remember, this one is a closed interval. So C complement is equal to closed interval 1 comma. Remember, this is an open interval. So we are putting that. Then union, where 6 is part of the complement. So we'll put a closed interval. So 6 is being part of the complement, comma 10. Also 10 is part of the complement. Then, so this is what our C complement is. But look, they want B intersection C complement. So now you need to understand here to say, what is B intersection C complement? Remember your B was 2, 8. This was what your B was. Then we want the intersection of both. So let us, so 1, 3 union 6, 10. Then they want the intersection. So if you check, 2 is part of what is in there, isn't it? 2 is part of what is in here. So 2 is part of what is in here. But if you check closely, 2 being part of here, 2 is not part of what in B. Then since 2 is not part of B, then when you check again closely, you're having numbers in between here like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then when you check, you do not have 4 and 5 here. So here it will only start on 2, ending where? On 3. But when you check closely, was 3 part of this? No, 3 wasn't part. And was 2 part of B? No, it wasn't part. Isn't it? Yes. Remember, the reason why we are saying that 3 is not part because of this bracket, and the reason why we are saying open is because 2 wasn't part of that, but there are numbers in between which were part of this set and we are also part of that set. Then we'll get this union, we put it there. Then immediately now we have this. Again, you will need to ask yourself a question. Remember, starting from 6, also in here you have 6. So we'll say closed interval 6, but this does not reach where 10 is. Then remember, here you are having an open interval, so we'll say comma 8. Remember, 8 is not part of B, but 8 is part of what? C complement. So we'll say open interval like that. Then immediately now we have this. Remember, the question wants us to find A intersection. So what we were solving is only that part. So let us now transfer our way to somewhere here so that we are together. So immediately now you look at what they want A complement. So sorry, they want A intersection B minus C. So you get this function. Let us just write it somewhere. So this is what we are finding from the previous from the working that we were just doing short. So A, remember your A is from the context you were given. A was closed 1, 4 closed like that. So this is our A, the one we were given in the statement. Then immediately you have your A to be that. Remember, you want the intersection of this what you are doing. So you will say union closed 6, 8 like that. So you want the one which is intersecting in both. So if you check, is 1 present in here? No, 1 is not present, but 2 is present in here, but 2 is not part of this, isn't it? So since it is not part, we'll say open, then we put our 2 there. Then immediately we put our 2 here. Now we need to again continue. Is 3 part of this? 3 is not part of that, isn't it? But 3 is part of this. And starting from this one is not continuing, so this becomes invalid, isn't it? It is like it is invalid. Why? Because we are trying to use the distributive law for us to solve. So let us do this for one to understand more. You can use the distributive law here if you want to solve it. There is no problem. Then immediately now you will say, is 1 part of this? No, it is not. So it is starting from 2. 2 is part of that, but 2 is not part of this. So we'll say 2 open interval. Then it is ending on what? 3. But is this present in that? No, they are not. So this is A intersection, open bracket, B minus C. Your host, Golden Zulu.